It is pretty cold this morning while we're waiting for the sun to come up. But at least we can do it from the comfort of our own, well, veranda just in front of the rooms. Very cold, a beautiful sunrise, but still really cold. Sun's finally coming up. Just huddle up in the dining room with some tea before breakfast, and then once we've eaten something, we'll be on our way. Okay, now it's time for breakfast and there's a lot of food, but it looks really good. So I've got apple muesli with hot milk and some Tibetan bread, which is like a not so sweet type of donut. It's like deep fried bread. And my dad has apple porridge and Tibetan bread as well. And while we're gonna eat, we're gonna enjoy the view of Annapurna too through the window. It's now Thursday, the 5th of November, and after a big breakfast and a great sunrise, we've left Upper Pisang and we're now on the way to Manang, which is another 300 meters altitude up, so it's at 3,500. Should be about 5 to 6 hours hike, but the weather is looking really good, so I'm looking forward to the hike and getting to Manang. Apparently they have a pool table here. That's Upper Pisang, where we just came from. So yeah, corn for sale. Starting to go uphill a little bit now, but at least the road itself isn't too rocky or rough, so it's really just the climb itself that's pretty exhausting. Starting to get a little bit steeper now. Well, it doesn't actually look all that steep when you look at it, but above 3,000 meters, anything that's not level or going down will feel rather steep. Dinesh is taking a shortcut between the roads, but I get the feeling he's regretting it a little bit because it's really going up steep. This is where we came from, and this is where we're going to be going. Down in the distance you can see Yongde Airport. There's the landing strip, but apparently it's closed at the moment. But we're going to hike through it and then over those hills and over to the right and Manang. I think it's up somewhere to the right there. And just like that, there's snow on the road. We're definitely getting a bit higher up and it's definitely been getting colder. Now it's gotten nice and slippery all of a sudden, because we are suddenly in the snow. Back out of the snow. I think it was just a little bit of snow that made it a bit further down the mountain, but we've been walking on the road for most of the way. It's actually been a pretty easy trek so far, except for like a few little inclines here and there that just feel more exhausting because of the altitude. But I think we've got a few more hours to go before we'll find somewhere to actually get lunch and then have a break and then continue on to Manang. There's a full yak head, and it's got electronic light bulb sockets where the eyes are. So we're now at the Changdi Hotel in Umde. One thing that all of these restaurants really have in common, they all have pretty amazing views. These Bhutanese apples are really delicious. They're really tiny, but they're really full of flavor. They're really good. And once again Momo, which is like the local, it's like local dumplings, right? With a lot of chili. I think we got tuna and cheese Momo, which should be nice. And we're on our way again. Should be another 2-3 hours to Manang. It's gotten cold now just because the sun sort of keeps vanishing behind the clouds, and with the wind coming out, it is getting pretty chilly. And I don't imagine this getting any better on our way to Manang, but we're all warm clothes, so at least we warm up from the track. Here's another police checkpoint where we need our permit. Humde actually used to be an airport, but it's no longer used, but you still get some really nice view over the airfield. Icy wind blowing through this valley. I wish I had my beanie on. Maybe that's for tomorrow. Clouds are slowly coming down, but the view is still pretty amazing. Lots and lots and lots of really, really tall mountains all around us. Probably another hour or two to go, and then we should be at our destination. That's where we're going to be going. Well, we're really just going to Manang, but there's a lake nearby which we'll be checking out as well. There's a village coming up in the distance, but I'm not quite sure whether that is Manang already. Nope, not yet at Manang. This is Braka village. Apparently Braka village is a collection of really old traditional buildings, but Manang is just half an hour further from here. We're not going to spend much time in Braka village, simply because it's kind of cold and cloudy anyways, and because we're going to spend a full day in Manang tomorrow. We can always come back later if the weather changes. This is now Manang. Down there. We just gotta get there, which should be another 20 minutes, then find our hotel, and then tomorrow we'll actually be having a rest day here. This is Manang. Welcome to Manang. Lots of bakeries. Here they have yak burger and yak steak. Delicious. I'm gonna try that. Well, that one was full already, so we're gonna move on to the next one. So we found a hotel here in Manang that wasn't completely booked out yet. It's actually quite busy, quite a lot of tourists in Manang already, but we found a hotel with an attached bathroom to the room, which is an important feature to my dad because he doesn't want to have to get up in the middle of the night and try to find the bathroom, which is fair enough. It gets really dark, they don't have many lamps and you kind of have to find your way. Very exciting for me. They also have Wi-Fi, which means I should be able to contact the rest of the world, which I'm very happy about. And we even have a shower in the bathroom. Now, out here in Nepal, around Annapurna, you're not going to find many hot showers. They do have in some hotels, although it's a bit hit and miss. But they had, well, let's say almost lukewarm water, so it was bearable. So I already had a shower, feeling nice and clean now. We are staying here in Manang for an additional acclimatization day tomorrow, just to get used to the high altitude. We're at 3,500 meters here, and we're probably also going to wash some clothes. And then with a few additional stops, we're going to head on to Thorongla Pass, which is the highest point on this trek. But now, a bit exhausted, probably going to get some rest and then get something to eat and get ready for dinner. Time for apple pie and tea. Pretty cold right now, but seems like the stove is about to get lit. So this is pretty crazy. It actually started snowing here because it's cold enough and the clouds are really low. So we're actually getting snow at the moment. Thank you. Well, this hotel had a whole different menu, so I've got an egg burger with some chips. And you've got like a vegetable masala curry thing. Careful. Well, it did stop snowing, but it's still pretty cold, so I think I'm actually going to sleep with my beanie on. But at least tomorrow I've got a rest day in Manang for acclimatization at 3,500 meters, so we don't really care too much about the weather. I mean, obviously we'd like it to be nice, but even if it's grey and rainy or snowy, we'll make do and we'll figure it out. But now, just get some sleep and then see what tomorrow will bring. So, good night.